Hi, dear students. Welcome back to the second part of ninth standard history chapter, the Mughals and the Marathas. In the first part, we have studied the rulers of Mughal dynasty, namely Babur, Humayun, and Akbar the Great. Today, we will learn the some more rulers of Mughal dynasty and the contributions of the Mughals. Jahangir. After Akbar, his elder son Jahangir came to power. Jahangir continued all the policies of Akbar. He had a personal as well as matrimonial relationship with Rajaput. He liberalized few restrictions against the ruler of Mewad. Jahangir personally led an attack on Mewad ruler in 1613 and defeated him. Being a weak ruler, Jahangir left the governance of his kingdom in his wife Nur Jahan's hands. The Europeans came to India during the period of Jahangir and established their factories in India. Jahangir is more famous for his justice and scholarship. He had fixed a golden chain and hung it at the gates of the royal palace. Anyone could pull this chain and demand justice from the emperor. Jahangir was himself a great scholar. He wrote Tuski Jahangiri in Persian language. It was his autobiography. Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan is remembered as a great builder. His region is known as the golden period of architecture. Shah Jahan made many conquests. Most notable were the kingdoms of Ahmednagar, Bijapur and Golconda in the south. He defeated Nubal Khanchan Lodi of Afghanistan and Portuguese in 1632. After defeating Portuguese, he annexed Hooghly into his region. His relationship got spoiled with Sikhs and Bundelas. He faced defeat by Uzbeks while trying to conquer Balkh region from the Uzbeks. Shah Jahan followed the method of valuating a land based on its fertility and fixed land tax. Taj Mahal and Red Fort are the most important contribution of Shah Jahan, since he encouraged the art and architecture during his period is called the Golden Period. The last days of Shah Jahan were marred by the war of succession that took place among his sons. His third son, Aurangzeb, won the contest and occupied the throne. He imprisoned Shah Jahan in Agra Fort in 1657. He remained in prison till he died in 1666. Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb imprisoned his father Shah Jahan and ascended the throne with the title Alamgir. The Mughal Empire under Aurangzeb included almost the whole of India, but he spent much of his time fighting battles and suppressing rebellions in his kingdom. His decision to imprison and dishonor Shivaji resulted in future attacks on Mughals. He had to face the revolt of Rajaputs of Mewat, Rathors, Sikh, Jats, Bundels and Sabnamis in the north. He waged war against Adil Shahi of Bijapur and Nizam Shahi of Golconda and annexed them to his kingdom. In 1675, he got killed the ninth Sikh Guru Tej Bahadur. The Sikh became the bitterest enemy of Mughals after the death of Tej Bahadur. Aurangzeb attempted to implement the philosophies advocated in Quran strictly. Many popular Hindu temples were spoiled during his time. He had prohibited sati system, musical performances, processions, gambling, consumption of liquor and ganja plant extracts in his kingdom. He led a simple life. He was called a Sindha Fakir, which means a living fakir. Reasons for downfall of Mughal dynasty. Weak and incompetent successors of Aurangzeb, lack of brotherly affection, no definite law of succession, weakness and selfishness of the Mughal nobility, demoralization in the Mughal army, financial bankruptcy, rise of new powers like Sikh, Marathas and Rajputs, foreign invasions like Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali, coming of the European powers to India. Moreover, the religious policy of Aurangzeb. The contributions of the Mughals in the field of administration. The Mughal rule was hereditary. The power was centralized in the ruler and he was the absolute ruler. They considered themselves as emperors and called themselves as Badshah. Badshah was the absolute head of the administration, military and judicial system. The king had ministers to assist in administration. The king had absolute powers to appoint or to remove any ministers. Appointing mansabdars, providing land grants and formation of laws were the major functions of the king. Persian was the official language. For administrative easiness, the kingdom was divided into many groups like Pranta, Sarkar and Parganas. There were important ministers at the central government like Wakil, Diwan, Mirbakshi and Mukhya Sadhar. These officials were assisted by Kotwal, Faujdar, Amal Gujar, Rajyapal and Bakshi. Revenue system. Majority of people in the Mughal kingdom was farmers. Land tax was the main source of kingdom. Land tax was fixed on the basis of fertility of land. The agricultural land were measured in order to fix tax. Normally, 1/3 of the product was collected as tax. Tax was collected in the form of money or crops. The terminologies used by the Mughals in revenue system are used even the present days. Society. The society was divided into different classes. In the society, king, ministers, officers and employees had a better status. The people were wearing jewelry made up of pearls and other metals. Almost all Mughal rulers except Aurangzeb indulged in music, dance, gambling and other entertainment activities. Tax was very heavy. Due to high tax, farmers' life was in misery. The farmers suffered a lot due to heavy land tax, insufficient policies of the rulers, and interferences of middlemen. Leather processors, porters, cobblers, washermen, and others formed a non-agricultural working class. In society, child marriage, sati system, and bride price were in practice. Economic system. The Mughal had a sound economic system since North India had many rivers, cultivable land was available naturally. These rivers helped for irrigation facilities and aided the growth of agriculture. The government established many factories. Out of the many factories, textiles industries were concentrated in Banaras, Patna, Dhaka, Chabaspura, Fatehpur Sikri, Lahore and Agra. During the reign of Mughals, apart from the internal trade, international trade also developed. They had trade relationship with Asian and European countries. During this period, raw silk, metals, horses, perfumes, gold and silver were imported from other countries. Cotton cloth, paper, opium and woolen clothes are the main items of export. Literature. During the Mughal period, many books were written in Persian, Arabic, Turkish, Hindi and Sanskrit languages. Babur and Jahangir were scholars and they wrote their autobiographies. Baburnama was the autobiography of Babur and Tuski Jahangir is the autobiography of Jahangir. Abul Fasl, who was in the Akbar's court, wrote Aini Akbari and Akbarnama in Persian language. Badauni translated the Ramayana. The mathematical work of Leelavati was translated by Faisi. Raja Todarmal translated Bhagavad Purana into Persian language. Great works were written like Ramacharita Manasa by Tulsidas and Sursagar by Surdas. Art and architecture. During the Mughal period, Akbar and Shah Jahan contributed more to art and architecture. They built many monuments at Fatehpur Sikri, Agra and Delhi. During Akbar's period, Indo-Persian style of architecture came into existence. Famous palaces like Akbari Mahal, Jahangiri Mahal, Panja Mahal, Jodhabai Mahal, Birbal Mahal, Buland Darwaza of Fatehpur Sikri are his important contributions. During the period of Shah Jahan, Red Fort, Moti Masjid, Diwan-e-Am, Diwan-e-Khas, Ranga Mahal, Casa Mahal, Taj Mahal, and other buildings were built. Mayura Simhasana and spacious Jamia Masjid were his contributions. Apart from these, the contributions of Shah Jahan are available in places like Lahore, Kabul, Kandahar, Kashmir, Ajmer and Allahabad. Painting. During the period of Humayun, the Mughal art of painting evolved. With the help of Mir Said Ali and Abdus Samad of Persia, various painted canvases were created. There were 17 artists in the court of Akbar. Among them, 13 artists were Hindus. Famous among them were Daswant, Basavana, Lala Jagannatha and Mukunda. In Jahangir's court, Ustad Mansoor and Abul Hassan were present. Taj Mahal. Of all the structures erected by Shah Jahan, there is none that can be compared with the Taj Mahal at Agra. The Mughal king Shah Jahan built the Taj Mahal in memory of his wife Mumtaz Mahal on the bank of river Yamuna at Agra in the state of Uttar Pradesh. The construction of Taj Mahal began around 1632 and was completed around 1653. This is built using white marble stone. It is one of the 7 wonders of the world and it is included in the list of UNESCO monuments. About 20 varieties of precious stones were imported from within and outside India to decorate Taj Mahal. About 20,000 men took about 22 years to complete it and it cost around 3 crore rupees.